Hershman, wife of Brent Hershman, camera assistant. Deborah, why are you here with us today?
Hi, I'm here to share my journey. I was married to Brent for 9+ years. A year to the day that he died, we bought our first home. We have 2 children. Ariel was 8 and Hannah was 2.5. Ariel is pregnant with our first grandchild, and Hannah doesn't remember her father at all. I will never forget my conversation with him the night before he passed. He had worked 19 hours that day, and the previous days he had worked 15 hours. I called him to tell him I was going to bed and that I loved him, and he sounded so happy. He said, "We're going to be wrapping soon, I'll be home to kiss you goodnight." So I went to bed. Thankfully, I did not wake up. And I got up in the morning and I knew something was wrong. He wasn't there. I made a pot of coffee, I put on his robe, and I heard a knock at the door, and it was the police to tell me that Brent had been in an accident. Very calmly, I invited the police in and asked them, what do I do? And they handed me a white card with the coroner's phone number on it. And they left, and then I called my parents, and I said, "Mom, you gotta come over, Brent was in an accident." And she said, "Well, where is he?" And I laughed and I said, "He's in heaven." And I realized at that time that I was numb. I knew I had to handle things for my children, and I did not want them to hear me talking to my parents. So my mom came over, my dad came over. My dad and I drove to the coroner's office to get Brent's things, and I wanted to see his car. So my dad and I drove to the tow truck company, and the guy at the front desk told me not to look at the car because Brent flew off the freeway and was decapitated. Again, I was calm. We went to his car, I made sure his camera equipment was out, any belongings he had left in there. And we went home, and I had to tell my children about their father. Again, numb. And then we had a service, and that's when I started getting cards and phone calls and people feeling sorry for me, sending their condolences, which I'm eternally grateful for. And then I realized I was numb because I thought it was a bad dream. How could somebody at 35 years old go to work, do something he loved, and get in the car and drive home and die because he worked long hours? I'm sharing my story not for sympathy, because I don't want it to happen to anybody else. No one's life is worth long hours or money. Thank you.